propertarianism is sort of the philosophy of telling the truth, we would call testimony. If you wanted to say something sort of utilitarian about it, that would be that propertarianism is sort of amoral, meaning non-moral, which is it's not loaded with moral sentiments. It's a formal logic for criticizing ethical, moral, and political statements. And criticizing means something very specific in philosophy. It means that when you're trying to work in a contractual sense, right? If you're in a state of law, or if you're trying to work in a moral contract, in other words, in statements of norms, you justify your positions because you're saying, I did this and I have permission to do this for these reasons. But when you're talking about science, science is critical. We don't actually know anything that's true. We just know what's false. And so you're always trying to test your hypotheses to see if it survives. And so you look for ways of criticizing your hypothesis and see if it can succeed or fail. So propertarianism takes this sort of scientific view of morality and flips it around. So you can use propertarianism to create how do I say this, to construct, using law, a government, any government, whatever your political bias is. But you can do it without having to rely on deceit, right? Error, bias, framing, loading, overloading. So you can have an honest discussion, just like you can have an honest discussion about a political philosophy and propertarianism if you want. So as a logic, that allows you to have unloaded conversations on one hand, but it also allows you to attack loaded conversations as dishonest, pseudoscientific, immoral, or deceitful, whatever you want to, however you want to put it, whatever the person is attacking you, by framing by restating that person's position in amoral language.